All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. If you're just chiming in, we're going to start up in about 30 seconds here. And while we're waiting, those of you that are chiming in, just go ahead and do the normal routine. If you've been here before, just go ahead and let us know where you're from in the comment section, and say hello. If you want to share something about last week's hack or any of the other hacks we've done, we'd love to hear from you guys. So go ahead and start to share in the comments. Let us know. Hey, Demetrius, you're always the first, man. Good to see you, buddy. And yeah, and also, as Demetrius usually does, is just if you all can just share this in to other people that you think would benefit from the content we deliver, be great. And I'm gonna just add Ross in here, and there he is. I think, it's the Ross.
Hey.
All right. Okay, so hey man, good to see you. Demetrius from London again, and
then
Demetrius,
we got how are you? Good to see you
Ilona
again.
from Slovenia. Hello, Ivana. Awesome, they're coming in from everywhere. Nice. Okay, so while you all start to pop in, I think we want to make sure it's going there. I've just got to do one share. Ross, why don't you just start off with some hellos, and I just got to do one other share here. So go ahead.
Well, hello everybody. We're so glad everybody could make it in. Not only hello, hola, ni hao ma. We have such an international group these days that we're going to try something a little bit different and try and kind of bring everybody together. Unfortunately, I can't do hello in 50 different languages in the same and still stay within our 1 hour segment. So, but anyhow, we're just so glad that everybody's here. If you're joining us for the first time, we're going to do something a little bit new. Just do a hashtag first time in the comments. Let us know you're here. Let us know that this is your first time in, and we'll kind of take you through the ropes.
And we'll throw you around on the ropes. I don't know.
And then we're also going to, we're just to let you know if this is your first time. If you are on our group page, and because we stream in a number of different platforms, but if you're on our group page, then up above you're going to see a units section, and that has all of the previous live streams.
Yeah.
All the way from number 1, and then this one will be posted there, probably by the end of the day, and so that you kind of get caught up. We refer back to the live streams because this is kind of, although each live stream is kind of a standalone training for you, we do refer back to some of the other things that we've trained so far. So,
oh, we got 2 first timers coming in. Awesome. Well, that's awesome. Okay, great. That's great. Well, if you're just chiming in today, you're going to want to stick around, because before the end of this stream, we're going to give you one micro hack, which, again, if you're a first timer, we call them micro hacks. We're going to give you one micro hack that will bring abundance into your life experience of the infinity matrix, okay, starting almost immediately. And again, if you're a first timer, some of the languaging, some of the wording of things that we're using, we're referencing previous streams. So it's important to jump into the group and check the units and kind of go back, and because there's the first one we did specifically is what is the infinity matrix, and that'll give you an idea of all of what it is we're talking about from our perspective. All right. So if you want 2021 to be one of your best years ever, you're in the right place today. All right. So let's start with some of the logistics, and some important logistics. If you're not a part of our Hacking the Infinity Matrix group yet, you're going to want to head over there and become a member right away. Okay, we'll drop the link. Let me just do that right now into the chat, and you can also see it scrolling on the bottom here. Let me just remove that one. Let me do that, and There are musical chairs there. You can also see it scrolling down the bottom on the stream here, the actual Facebook address for it, and it should be popping up in the stream, the channel. And if not, we will come back and add it in as well. So the reason you want to do that is because in 2021 things are going to change there. All right. When you get to the group, there's going to be 3 simple questions to get into the group, first of all, right? And one of them will be about getting on the VIP list. Our VIP list is for members who are serious about actually practicing all the different hacks. So it's practice of hacking the infinity matrix. Okay, not just learning and watching from the sidelines. We're not really that's really not going to make the impact that we want to make, right? So starting January, we will be having group member only content that will go, in more in depth with different types of hacking tools and strategies. And we'll actually announce the first one in the next couple of weeks. All right. It'll be stuff that we just do in the group. We stream this currently in a variety of different places, but there's going to be stuff that's only going to go to that group. Okay, which means if you're not watching this today or any of the streams, if you're watching as a replay, if you're not watching this in the group, you'll miss out on some more super cool reality altering content. Okay. Also, when you join the group, you can catch all the replays, as Ross mentioned. If you just click the units tab, we've got them all there. We're looking at different ways to add different resources in there for you as well. Where we're going to take the different notes, and we're looking at getting some of these streams even transcribed for you and have them so that you've got them as downloadable content. But again, only for group members. We're consistently, week after week, getting some great feedback in that group, as well as even the non-members. So wherever you're watching this from, people who have been actually applying our micro hacks, and we're truly, truly grateful to have such an interactive audience. Okay, because we talk with some of our other colleagues and who have different groups on Facebook and do different streams and stuff like that, and they don't even come close to the interactivity we're getting from our groups. So thank you all so much for that. We appreciate it. It's the reason we show up every week after week, and it's the reason we're cramming ourselves to bring amazing content to you. I know that, Ross, you were telling me about a couple of comments that stood out for you. What were they?
Well, as I've said on every live stream, we ourselves are very, very interactive on the actual page. This isn't just something that's kind of like free fall for everybody. We're in there, we're answering questions, we're constantly making comments, and what people are saying is just it's what makes us continue to move forward. One of them was, thank you both for all this awesome and amazing life-changing stuff you're teaching us. It's just been amazing. Another one is, I look forward every day to your post. You help me reset the gentle reminder of how to walk through this world more peacefully and joyfully, focused in the most important things, and remove the noise, so very important, that can get in the way. Thank you truly. And they just keep streaming in. We're just so happy to have them. It makes us move forward and constantly being creative and coming up with more and more content for you and challenges. This is not just, we're not just two talking heads. We're here to challenge you. We're not, and for those of you who are new, we're not telling you what to think. We're just showing you a different way to think. And that's what has made us, it sets us apart from the rest. So if I was to ask this group to define abundance, I would guess I'd get quite a variety of answers. So let's start with everybody entering below in 1 or 2 words only. What is abundance? Just pop it into the comments down below. What is abundance to you? And Don't just what's the first thing that pops into your head? Don't think about this. Just pop it in there. There's no right or wrong answer. There we go. Okay. It's a little bit of a delay. Oh, there they go. They're coming.
More productive way to think.
Mm-hmm.
Michael says. Sonia says freedom.
Freedom. Awesome. My favorite.
Okay, they're coming too fast now. Okay, good. No, keep them coming. But okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
State,
Happiness, a
health,
beautiful
abundance. Okay,
state,
good.
abundance, prosperity.
Opposites
Let's
of
go.
lack. Freedom,
Yeah.
safety, choice.
All right. Good. Good.
Nice. Good stuff.
Good. All right. So, abundance seems to be an issue that absorbs much of our attention and seems to have been doing it for quite some time. So, let's address the ideas of abundance. So, you can understand that attracting abundance into your life is quite a simple matter and does not have to be in any way the struggle you may have created it to be. And Gary, go ahead and put that up there. Thank you very much. So, my reality is the expansion of my thoughts. We've heard we've heard tons of variations. Look at the comments. There's all types of variations of this that you've heard before. But abundance does start from within. It begins with the thoughts from your mind and heart, then is transmuted into emotions, and from there, energy. This is your internal matrix. This is the only kind of code that the infinity matrix can read from. It then seeks the matching frequencies from the external matrix and reflects them back to you. So you who are in the choice convergence point can choose whether to identify and accept that which is being sent or not. You have the choice. So this answers Marco's question. I believe I saw Marco on. This answers Marco's question from yesterday's post when he asked how abundance can come from within. It always starts from within. That which is manifested may not be from within, but your initial thought, that which you typed in earlier in the comments that we just asked, didn't come from the external. It came from your thoughts. It came from within. So, for example, if you typed in abundance is $5, that's an internal manifestation. And I was able to reach through the screen and hand you $5, that would be the end result, an external manifestation. Many of you have been told that abundance is certain things, but it's not other things. In other words, it's money, precious metals, or gems, stocks, and bonds, on and on and on, but not love, happiness, time, joy. Now, some of you did put those in the comments, which is great. Okay. Those are forms of abundance. And so we become so wrapped up in the definitions that create abundance or an apparent lack of it, we lose sight of the end result. Isn't that the most important part? So we would like to address the notion and make it very clear to you. It is only your definitions of abundance that prevent you from experiencing it in your lives. There's absolutely nothing inherent in the idea of abundance or the experience of abundance that is difficult to attain. Only your definitions of abundance makes it seem as if to be beyond your reach. Write this down. It's very, very important because it's the most important thing we've said to date. Only your definitions of abundance makes it seem as if it were beyond your reach. Everybody get that? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a happy smile or a sad smile. Let me know that everybody is getting this. Yep, Dimitri's perception, correct. Interpretation, exactly. Okay, so here's another one. Abundance is the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. Now, personally, This is my definition of freedom, because freedom is very, very important to me. And we all have our different variations. Again, we are not telling you what to think. We're just simply showing you different ways to think about it. Okay, but that is another form. So I've yet to say anything about money or precious metals, rare gems, stocks, and bonds. Why? Because we're going to discuss many of the definitions of abundance. Yes, there are more than one or two. And in other words, it's not just money and wealth. And this is that definition that really gets everybody gets wrapped up into and such. I know what you're thinking, but Ross, money can buy me all the abundance I want. And my question is, are you sure about that? So, as I stated earlier, the first and most powerful idea of abundance is that it comes from within. As abundance comes in almost unlimited forms, creativity within is its greatest form. Your creative ability to go beyond just your bank account and conceive new ideas, unique methods, and blend them together, as long as that's long been the hidden piece. That's the part that people just, they're stuck. You just get stuck. I need blank. I can't find it. How am I going to get it? Oh well, I guess I'll have to let go of that dream. If you only see abundance as money, very often you don't see abundance in other forms. You're blind, so to speak. You're abundance blind, because money is the only form we've been taught to allow abundance to come in. But abundance comes in a total spectrum. The idea is to understand you must relax your insistence that it must come in this certain way, or I won't accept it. I won't recognize it if I don't see it, this and this, and such, on this date and this date, to the penny. If you allow yourself to understand that abundance simply is whatever way, shape, or form your automatic synchronicity can attract into your life, then what you need to allow you to do, what you need to do, when you need to do it, then you will begin to realize that you are very abundant and have been for quite some time. When money is the strongest way a particular kind of abundance can be fulfilled, the money will be there. Let me repeat this so you understand, okay? When money is the strongest way a particular kind of abundance can be fulfilled by the matrix, the money will be there. You'll attract the opportunity to give you the money, but when money is not the simplest way, when it is not the path of least resistance, it might be the last way that your dream will be manifested. So you may be receiving many other ways of abundance manifesting in your life, or I'll say attempting to manifest in your life, but you may not be allowing it to again in because of your definitions. So
yeah, it's kind of like it puts blinders on, right?
Exactly.
And so if you think that there's something in your life you want to get or that you want to more of, but your blinders are like this, and it's like right next to you, but you don't observe it, you don't allow it to show in, because your blinders think abundance is only this, or can only come in this way, or only come at this time from these people. And so again, when we step into the infinity matrix, what we want to do is go from this to that.
Right. It's the adage, Gary, I think of when you're so deep in the forest you can't see the trees.
Yeah.
We want you to step back and look at the entire picture and such, and say, oh, there's that, there's that, there's that, there's that, and not
Yeah, and I'm
just
gonna step
wait
even
for
more. And with the infinity matrix, the objective and the goal that we want is to go even beyond just seeing the trees. It's seeing everything else, everything that's not tree.
Correct. Yes. Good analogy. Yes.
Right.
So as I said before, creativity is the human being's greatest asset. Our ability to think beyond the boundaries of logic and norms. Creativity brought us out of the caves and sent us to the stars. The mindset to persevere and set forth a plan for creation of your reality. Have you ever heard stories of a wealthy person who came across undue hardship and lost everything,
All the
only to
time.
regain it back? Yeah, only to yeah, really, only to get it back at what seems immediately. Like, how do they do that? Because they understood the definitions of abundance. They were able to parlay the entire spectrum of resources.
And they weren't more
They understood.
talented or skilled. I think it's important to know they weren't more talented or skilled than anybody on this call.
Right.
Right? It was
They had
just
a
a
mindset.
simple shift in the mindset and the definitions that they allowed themselves to have access and resources to.
Exactly.
Right?
They understood their power, and they understood that they are already powerful as they needed to be without having to hurt anyone else or themselves in order to create the reality that they preferred. They know true power. Power is not control, it's not domination, it's not attempting to try to make reality conform to your. It's the will of to simply focus. It's the clarity about whom and what you are and what it is you prefer, and clarity about what it is you believe you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a key. This is such a key in the coaching that Gary and I have done in the past. Deserve is, it constantly pops up. Okay, it's another big issue, especially in regard to abundance. Ask yourself right now, do I deserve to be abundant? But again, it is the actions themselves. It is the reality itself that says it all. You willing to believe to the point where you're willing to be it? Are you willing to act it out? To be that person, that abundant person that can attract the right reality to themselves? As long as you trust yourself that you are not avoiding something you need to look at, you must trust that your excitement is the thing to follow, then act in that direction. So imagine you're very excited about having a luxury automobile. I would love to drive across the countryside in that car, or on the highways, or the Autobahn. That's my symbol of abundance. That's my perfect model. I want a car like that. It is my all consuming passion. So, how can I own something like that? How can I own something like that? Hmm. Here's where the reticular activating system comes into play. We've talked about this. In this case, not to see more of those cars, but rather to see what opportunities, circumstances, people, offers, or other pieces of the puzzle appear in my path. How can I connect them and create that which I wish to manifest? So, going back to what Gary was saying, when we talked in earlier shows about the reticular activating system, it is just that. It's a part of your brain that allows you to focus on specific objects, subjects, whatever the case may be, and such. And if you're just like this, it's just this view that's allowing it to work. But we want to open it up to where now you're seeing and allowing it to do its job in a glorious way. All of this is where synchronicity comes into play. It is something you always have. It's simply a matter of whether you act upon the timing as the synchronized events and things interact with you. Do you or don't you respond? Here's the thing with synchronicity. It happens only when two or more energies come into alignment, which means you need to take action. As much as I'd like to say sitting on the couch and wishing real hard will work, most likely it won't. Unless sitting on the couch is your passion, then you can be an expert at it. Okay, but I don't think everybody's on this live stream for that. If you are, put couch potato in the comments, and then we'll have a discussion.
Okay. Or we'll bump you from the group. So maybe you don't want to put that hashtag in there.
or you become our personal pet project.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay, so following your excitement allows you to stay on a level of high energy, high positive synchronicity, radiating it into the universe. Allow yourself to begin to realize that you are the miracle you've been looking for. You are the magic. Nothing is too good to be true. All of this is real. It's all true. We hope this is the most astonishing thing you are ever discovering, and that many people are going to discover as you expand into the ever more of the infinity matrix.
Yeah, and
that's awesome stuff.
I noticed a couple comments. Let me just scroll back and go through them here. So I showed them up while you were speaking there too. So, we have Sonia, who says, I'm entitled to abundance. I have HK Kong, we are eternal beings. Hold on, stop scrolling. Okay. And Michael says, the ability to live your dream. Demetrius says, abundance is your birthright. So those are all, again, synchronistically showing up right when Ross is talking about this stuff. And I think to go even beyond that, everybody, what we want you to think is that it's not your birthright. It's not it's not your deservability. It's who we are. Okay, abundance is who we are. In every way, shape, or form, there is abundance, right? And so let me, if you will, today, I'm going to dial back just a little bit, okay? Because for me, nurturing my relationship with the abundance is like the glass half full or half empty conversation we had a few weeks back, okay? It goes back to the principle of the infinity matrix being a place of this and that, and that, and yes, that too, right? Okay, right? And to develop an intimate relationship with abundance, you need to understand that as long as you are alive, and only because I don't have any firsthand experience of the not alive matrix, okay? As long as you are alive, you can't not be in constant and all-consuming abundance. So let me say that again, okay? As long as you are alive, you can't not be in constant and all-consuming abundance. Okay, let that sink in. All right. I believe that it's just so overwhelming and would blow most people's circuits if they truly opened up to the abundance that exists in the world around them, that as humans, we put these blinders on. Right? Part of it is, yes, we've been conditioned to, but part of it is that, okay, if I was aware of all this abundance all the time around me, it's a high, okay? It's a high that that you can't get from manufactured or even natural drugs that are out there. Okay? As humans, we are all about exploring the non-existent boundaries of abundance. Okay? Right? Think about it. Okay? We have and still continue to dabble as a collective, not individually, but as a collective. We still continue to dabble in the abundance of fear, right? The abundance of violence, the abundance of limitations, the abundance of debt, And guess what? We're as stubborn as my 17-year-old, stubborn AF. We're stubborn, right? Because even though those are things we say we don't want to experience, as a collective, we're still doing it. So it's going to require a globally charged community of a globally charged community or communities of hackers to step up and bring to light the reality that there is and always has been an abundance of wealth, an abundance of forgiveness, abundance of life, abundance of love and light, right? And we're not negating the other stuff. It's in a place where we come from. Again, we need to accept all of who we are and what we've done, right? Because by negating some of it, it starts to send a message, a code gets sent out to the matrix that we're in a limited mind frame, we're in a limited experience, we're in a limited matrix, and we're not. Okay, we need to live the philosophy of an infinity matrix, operating through this and that. The all-inclusive model of the matrix, all right? And realize that it all serves a purpose. Sometimes I've had, clients come back and say, yeah, but, Gary, this negative stuff happens, and they tell me about what it is. And I said, well, maybe that is just the universe's way, the matrix's way of reflecting back to you an experience or a reality that you prefer not to experience. So it becomes a buffer so you don't go into that. It becomes a reflection, say, oh, well, that's a reality that I can observe, but I'm not interested in going there. If you didn't have that reference, how would you know? Right? But to negate that as a part of our infinite abundance is doing a disservice to your ability to tap into the abundance. Your relationship with abundance then is it's not all inclusive. So how do we do this? Okay, this is the movement we're encouraging in these live streams, right? That's the purpose of the group and the VIPs that we're putting together and corralling and building. Right? For every one of you who takes a micro hack and implements it into your life, wherever in the world that you are, right? It's like you're punching and puncturing the fabric of reality. With enough punctures, we're going to start to unveil the infinity matrix of harmony, of growth, of empowerment, of health, of healing, and complete integrity. Right? It's the one hack that I talked about earlier, okay? This one hack that we're going to deliver today and go through today is so simple, yet it's so powerful, okay? In fact, I'm a little concerned that some of you may underestimate the impact that it could have on you and those around you. So if you really want to know what it is, and if you promise to implement it to the best of your ability in 2021, then go ahead and drop in the comments #abundance 2021. #abundance 2021 if you're ready to code in a new relationship to abundance in the infinity matrix around you. And while I wait to see, because there's a delay usually, while I wait to see there's those abundant #abundance 2021 coming through, how many of you are going to join in this abundance quest is really what we're looking for. Right? And what I want you to do is take an imaginary walk with me as we code in, because we're going to code this in right now. Okay? Take an imaginary walk around your neighborhood with me. Okay, so whatever, if you need to do your eyes open, eyes closed, whatever it is, imagine, oh, we got a ton of them coming in. Awesome, good. Let's all, everybody do this. I like to see that. So now I want you to imagine that you step out of the front door of your home. Look around and take into your awareness the reality that you've created for yourself. Good, bad, or indifferent. Don't judge it. Just notice it. Because as soon as you judge it, you're now boxing it, right? You're putting into this category, that. So just observe it. Just notice it. You're changing and recoding your relationship with abundance today. Okay. Now, oh man, there's a ton of them. Good. Hashtag abundance 21 are popping up all over the
time. I think we've touched a nerve, Gary.
I'm so excited to hear your stories. As we code this, I'm so excited to hear the stories that are going to come out of your relationship with abundance. All right.
Absolutely.
So back to the front door. And if you live in an apartment, imagine that you're leaving the building. Okay. And that's where I want you to be. And I want you to look for something that you hadn't paid attention to before, but for some reason has caught your attention. And whatever it is, I want you to register that as a reminder that you have an abundance of imagination. Okay. And every time you notice something new or that has been there forever, but you are just now bringing a fresh awareness to it, you'll remember that you have an abundance in imagination. Okay. Now, in your abundant imagination, start your walk around the neighborhood. Okay. Go to the right, go to the left, and go straight. It doesn't matter to me. But in your imagination, start this walk around your neighborhood. And sometimes it'll be sunny. Sometimes there's rain. Depending on where you live and the time of year, there may even be snow. Whatever the weather, breathe in the air. Okay? Imagine breathing it in and become conscious of your breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay? And notice how you've developed a masterful skill of synchronizing of how you breathe in when you need it and when you breathe out when you're done. Okay? Synchronistically, it just works. You don't mess it up. Right? You've mastered that, right? So it becomes as you enjoy your breath, right? Register your breath as a reminder that you are constantly in a state of abundant synchronicity. The beating of your heart, the blood running through your veins, the functioning of the organs, the proper timing and usage of the muscle structure in your body as you move through your day, right? So that's the matrix, that the vessel that you walk around with, and then there's the seemingly eerie or coincidental timing of the wind at your back just when you need it, or hearing the right person say the right thing, or meeting someone by chance, and getting that life message exactly the time when you need to hear it. Breathe in and remember that you have an abundance of synchronicity in the infinity matrix. Okay? And in your abundant imagination, on this journey around your neighborhood, imagine a synchronous event where you witness neighbors helping each other out, right? Giving each other a helping hand, an exchange of support, resources, and talents. And this stands out as a reminder that there are an infinite amount of synchronous events that could present the opportunity to witness or experience the abundance of mutually beneficial exchanges. Okay, and in your imagination, Maybe you find yourself playing that game of exchange with some of your neighbors. When you fully logged the idea that there's an abundance of mutually beneficial exchanges into your matrix, your infinity matrix, right? And in your imagination, you move on with your journey. Perhaps you start to notice feelings of being more blessed than some others who seem to be in a different kind of infinity matrix. And something in your imagination sparks an idea, a gifting of some kind, where you're gifting someone with an unexpected kindness. No strings attached, done from your heart, no attachment to receiving anything back. And that feeling of abundant blessings pumps from your heart to every part of your body. And whenever you notice someone in a different kind of infinity matrix, you remember just how abundantly blessed you are. And you feel eager to share those blessings with no strings attached. And on your way home, in your imagination, you really, really, really become aware of the abundance of things that surround you, material things, that perhaps you took for granted in the past. And it strikes you that the material matrix is one that flows streams and streams and streams of money and wealth. And whether it's a small insignificant grocery item or a precious rare gem or a towering structure, let that be a reminder and remind you that there is and always has been an abundance of money in the infinity matrix. And as you head back home, you can really start to feel that you're building and strengthening a new relationship with all forms of abundance. In fact, you will find that the abundance you need in order to do what you need shows up just when you need it. It could come in the form of your imagination. It could come in the form of working with synchronicity of events. It could come in the form of allowing for perfect opportunities to do a mutual exchange, or where you're blessed with an unexpected, no strings attached gift that comes your way. And all of this supplies you with the money you need to do what you want when you need to. So as you return back home in your imagination, just breathe. Breathe in once. Breathe in deep, 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 deep. Breathe in once for this. And exhale. And breathe in again. Deep for that. And exhale. That's right. And breathe in one more time for everything else. And exhale and let it settle. So I just took you through the micro hack by coding in a new relationship with abundance. So let me break it down to simple steps. Every day this week, okay, or longer if you want to live in the awareness of your abundance, right? Totally up to you, but just for this week, play with us, experiment, see if it fits. Because some people need a different hack, right? One hack doesn't fit all people. We understand that, but let's try for this week so that you can prepare for 2021. Work on building your relationship with these 5 forms of abundance that we just went through. Understand that you could literally pick any 5 things in the infinity matrix, okay? We're just picking these 5. So we like to start with these 5, okay? For 2 minutes each day. So 2 minutes for each form of abundance, all right? What I want you to do is each day put your attention on each of those forms of abundance. So that's at least 10 minutes per day. You're building your relationship with abundance in your infinity matrix. It's like, if you have a relationship with a significant other or an animal or, a colleague or whatever, if you don't work on that relationship, there's no way it's going to grow. If anything, it'll start to deteriorate. And we've never been taught, most people have never been taught the habit of building the relationship with abundance. Okay? So we're going to build it. So the first form of abundance is abundance of imagination. For 2 minutes, let your imagination run wild. Okay, now here's the hint. It's doing this every moment you're alive anyway. So we just want you to stop and put your attention on it consciously for 2 minutes and acknowledge your access to abundance of imagination. All right. And we'd also suggest to focus that imagination on something pleasant and enjoyable. But it's totally up to you. Okay. It's not for us to tell you what type of abundance to create. We're just kind of giving you some guidelines. Okay. Then we have number 2, another 2 minutes, abundance of synchronicity. And so as you go through your day, open up. So take this off and open up your awareness for allowing the synchronicities that arise. And whether you're becoming again aware of the synchronicity of your bodily functions, the synchronicity of your day-to-day events, the synchronicity of when things come into your awareness, the perfect timing of things. And it could be as simple as how you've synchronized your hunger signals with specific times or around specific people. Just become aware of it. We're not judging it again. We're just observing it and building a relationship to know that there's an abundance there. Okay. Then number 3 is the abundance of exchanges. Right? So put your attention on the potential opportunities for mutually beneficial resources, support, or talents that could be exchanged in order for everyone to get what they want or need. And to do it without the exchange of money. Because again, that's the blinder of one form of abundance, right? So just put your attention on that and become open for more of that and notice where those opportunities show up. And you can choose to act on them or choose not to, but just start to become aware of them. It's the first step. Okay, this is a micro hack, right? We'll get into more deep hacks when we start to put in 2021 in the group where we're going to put together some really focused streams and content just for people that are really willing to play. All right. Number 4 is the abundance of blessings. So practice being a state of gratitude. Practice acknowledging your daily blessings while looking for opportunities to gift someone something they need with no strings attached. Because as you do that, you'll start to notice that you're going to also invite that opportunity for yourself, for gifts to show up with no strings attached. Again, and those gifts don't have to be monetary. Right? And then the final one, not because there's any hierarchy of importance, just because we have to put them in an order, is the abundance of money. Okay? Once you acknowledge and be in wonder, not lust, not envy, be in a curious wonder as to the infinite flow of money in the material matrix around you. And there's plenty of examples of it. And so there you have it. What you do is a simple 10-minute exercise to feel, the abundance that surrounds you all the time, to become aware of it, to really explore all of the parameters of those types of abundance. And in doing that, as you build that relationship with abundance, just like we talked about in previous, it's like your memory. If you don't work it, it doesn't get stronger, it doesn't get better. Same with this, is if you work your ability to be aware of abundance and your relationship with abundance, you'll start to notice more of it. you'll start to become things there where you open up this realm of the matrix. You're like, whoa, I had never thought about that before. And because I now have that awareness, I have way more resources, I have way more tools, I have way more skills, I have way more experiences that I can tap into. Right? And feel free to explore the abundance of time and practice longer than 10 minutes if you're up for the challenge. But just 10 minutes a day for the next 7 days.
It's powerful. This is incredibly powerful. We do this every single day. And one of the things I really want to stress as well is get excited. Okay, now's the time to push some emotion into this. Get charged up. That is the fuel. As we said earlier, that's the fuel that will send these vibrations and send this energy out. The external matrix has to receive something, and it can only read. It doesn't read, it feels. It senses. It senses what you're sending out. So get excited about this stuff. I don't mean you don't have to jump up and down, oh, goody, 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 but just feel it inside. God, this is so cool. This is so neat. I am so, so appreciative of this. It's the one addiction that we're going to allow, because it is addicting, because all of a sudden as you send out these waves, you'll start to sense them coming back to you. Oh my God, it happened again. Oh, there's another one, and there's another one. All these different types. And then you're going to learn, then you're going to start to see, number 6 on the list, and number 7 on the list, and number 8 on the list, and number 10 and 20 and 153. That list will just keep growing and growing, and you go, God, this stuff is just coming. And it's coming because you're asking for it emotionally, with power, your power. This is awesome stuff.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed that micro hack. If you haven't already done so, jump into the group. I popped in the link again. And again, it's long stream. We've got some really cool stuff for you guys in 2021, and we're like chomping at the bit. Should we tell them yet? We're not ready to tell you yet, but we do have some really, really good stuff coming. Jump into the group. We'd suggest that you start to go there to watch the streams and keep up to date on group specific and upcoming content. And wherever you're watching this from now, start to go to the group, because the announcements will be there, and any of the new stuff we come in will only be posted there. So if you're not part of the group and you're not seeing stuff there, then you may miss out, and we don't want you to do that. So, and remember, you have the opportunity to jump in on the VIP option. Just answer those 3 questions. If you don't answer those questions, the system will boot you out and you won't get in. So make sure you answer them. If you've gone there and you didn't for some reason answer those questions, go ahead and resubmit and reapply to be a part of the group, and then those questions will pop back up for you.
Yeah, and Gary, there are just so many questions that have come in, and everybody, we will be answering all of them. We spend the next 2 or 3 hours, going in and answering all of your questions one by one. So we will get to them.
And so while you're saying that, Ross, I just want, because I think we're close to doing this. Very, very soon we're going to have a Infinity Plus program where we're going to do a live stream after the live stream.
Hey, you told them that we weren't going to tell them what we're doing.
I know that's just a small piece. That's a small piece.
We get excited.
That's a small piece of what we have planned. So where we're gonna do after we're done the live stream, then we'll go and it'll be just a Q&A where we'll just see whatever questions and you throw into that platform. And we are looking at possibly YouTube for that. Where you can just kind of throw your comments, and then we'll spend some time. We haven't determined the amount of time yet, but we're going to spend some time to go through those questions and answer them live for you as they come in, and have more of a interactive conversation in that way. So be ready. 2021 is going to be so amazing. We're going to build a bubble, right, that has no boundaries, and all just kind of play and have fun in the Infinity Matrix, and we want you guys to be part of it. So
it is ever expanding, and we are expanding along with it. And as we've said, your questions, your comments that you put on the page, that's our fuel. So that gives us ideas of directions you want us to go. There's been some things I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. Let's try and work this in. And so we're trying to get the basic foundation down for everyone, and then we can expand from that. But before we go in too deep, you have to have your foundational ideas in place. Otherwise, you're just going to get lost, and that's just not the direction that we want to go.
And Sheba says how to join the VIP. So Sheba, just when you join, if you're down in the bottom there, you'll see, and you'll see the link as well. Go to facebook.com/groups/the Infinity Matrix. Answer the questions there. It tells you how to jump on, and in those questions, you'll see how to jump on be a part of the VIP as well. All right.
Right. And if you aren't sure if you gave us your email address and such,
reach out to us.
When you first did, then you can just instant message one of us.
Yeah.
And we'll make sure that it gets added onto the list, and then we'll start refining the system down a little bit better. But for now, that's the best way. We go through, we look at the list, we find your name, like, oh, okay, we'll add it in there, and then boom, you're done.
Awesome. So go forth and build your relationship with abundance around you, and let us know. Come on, you guys, let us know. We love to hear, but let us know what you're noticing as you do these hacks. Come back to the group and comment and let us know on streams. Remember, the replay will be in the units section, so you can go there. You can find the stream and add comments in there as well as if you're coming back for the replays. And if you want to watch this again, we will also post up. I know Demetrius had kind of put in here the 5 different forms of abundance that we focused on today, but we will put a little graphic for you and have that up as well for everybody to have access to.
And if you are on the replay, if you're hearing this on the replay and you have questions, just put your questions in.
Put hashtag replay and then the question, that we know to reference it. Hashtag replay and then put your question.
The system tells us that there's a new question. We go in and we answer that. So we're always going back, and if you're watching this again, 3 days from now, same thing. Replay your question, and we'll get to it. So we are constantly monitoring the group page to make sure that everybody's questions are getting answered.
Awesome. We love you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week. So next week, just to kind of give you a heads up, next week's going to be a fun one. Inspired actions in 2021 to overwrite programs of procrastination. So if any of you have ever experienced procrastination, tune in next week. We got some really, really fun stuff to hack and kind of play around with this thing we've somehow attached to, called the procrastination. We're going to procrastination.
And we've said this before too, is that we're going to try and focus most of the month of December on preparing for 2021.
Yeah.
We absolutely know that for many people out there, 2020 was a rough year, and we understand that, and we want to get you out of that funk and get you prepped and moving forward. Okay,
and if you weren't in a funk, if you had a glorious new year, if you happen to be in that matrix, we want to take it to the next level. So again, it's not just we're assuming that everybody's in this funk. It's that, hey, some people, it's an observation. Take it as a reflection of what you prefer not to experience, and that's why you're feeling the resistance to it. That's why you're feeling you don't have flow. That's why you're feeling that there's this kind of stuff going on in your life. So we want you to say that, hey, that's just saying, hey, maybe that's not the direction. Maybe that becomes, hey, instead of going this way, let's redirect, right? Let's redirect. That's just a reference point for you. That's it.
That is correct.
All right. See you all, everybody. See you next week. Same time, same channel. And we hopefully you get to have some fun playing with your relationship with the abundance around you.